Hey everyone, it's Scott Gerfin. Welcome to OSBA's Leading the Way podcast. Have you registered for the OSBA Capital Conference and Trade Show? If not, you're going to miss out on Ohio's premier professional development event for education leaders. It's coming up November 10th through the 12th at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. You can get all the details at our website, conference.ohioschoolboards.org. And I want to give a shout out to our podcast sponsor, Pappas and Associates. They're shaping policy with integrity. Well, today we're spotlighting a program that's become a true beacon of support for some of Ohio's most resilient and inspiring students, the children of our nation's military service members. It's Ohio's Purple Star program. My guest today is Pete LuPiba, the man behind the effort to create and expand this program. And Pete, thanks for being here. It's great to finally meet you in person. We've chatted in email, but never in person. So thanks for being here.
Good to be here, Scott, and thank you, Team OSBA, for hosting us today.
So if our listeners aren't familiar with this program, what is its mission and purpose, and how did you get involved?
Sure thing. So it all begins with the Military Interstate Children's Compact Commission in 2009. That became a state law to protect our active duty connected military children. And so that means full-time, right? Those who are serving in our military full-time all across the globe. Right. And when they move, obviously with permanent change of duty station orders, that means you have to move every year, every 2-3 years. And so across a K-12 experience, that's 6 to 9 schools, give or take.
So why is it important to have a dedicated program like this? I think you kind of mentioned it there. What are some of the unique challenges these students are facing?
Sure. So with MIC3, it began with transcripts, records, etc. So that was the, if you will, paperwork of all of it, making sure that they are enrolled, placed, and graduate. And of course, all those other activities, extracurricular activities that come with it. And of course, Team OSBA, Ohio School Boards Association, is part of that state council. Yeah. Well, that state council in 2015, 16, 17 said, what about the whole mil child, the military child? Aren't they thinking about, especially mid-school year, where is my locker at in the hallway? Yeah. And I didn't start at this school back in August, September. And then, of course, where am I going to sit at lunch? So we thought of the Purple Star School Award here in Ohio by having multiple focus groups involving all the branches of service, as well as nonprofits and professional educator associations, including Team OSBA.
What are some of the benefits then and services that this program is providing to help a student on his or her journey?
For it is all boots on the ground, right? So a military kid, and his family are going to be at a school, not at a district. They're going to be in a community, not in a state. So we said that a local educator, a local coach, a local administrator is already there at that school. So let's tell them, would you take some professional development along with continuous improvement and apply for this designation, the Purple Star School Award, and then have this at your fingertips, have the state and other regional supports available to you to support these military connected youth.
You probably have heard or know of, what are some examples of success stories that you can share with our listeners?
Absolutely. So in some states across the union, you might say, oh, it's the same textbook, but it's a different title of your course, so you're going to have to retake that. So here we would Ohioize those multiple transcripts and make them all here for that child, so there's no repeating of courses or setting back of that student. And so, again, getting back to those social emotional components, our governor, the Honorable Mike DeWine, led in so many ways recently, including the Ohio Cares Initiative, which engages the Ohio Army and Air National Guard, along with the Ohio Department of Higher Education, the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, along with the Ohio Department of Education, Workforce, and Veterans Services, to lead in this point in the resources, the human resources, as well, again, as resources for the family, the local school, and of course, that child at the focal point.
So more than 600 schools are Purple Star schools. What does the process look like to become a Purple Star school? What's the criteria?
Absolutely. So it is a voluntary application by that local school, private, public, preschool, career tech center, everywhere a military child can be enrolled, you can apply for the Purple Star School Award. The application window is November 1st through December the 15th. So coming upon that right now, again, November 1st through December 15th. But of course, you can begin the work on the application any time of year. Work with the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce. That website is education.ohio.gov. Again, education.ohio.gov. And of course, keyword is Purple Star. And you will see that application come up, as well as the criteria, which includes that point of contact, that Purple Star School liaison or educator that has to take the professional development along with the continuous improvement. And again, the designation is 3 years, but they have to put their name, number, and email on the website, on the school's website, so that the military family, as they are looking, as any family Googles, etc., to see the resources available to them.
So once a school does become or receive Purple Star status, what are some things they have to do to continue to have that status? What are the commitments that they're required to do?
Absolutely. The sharing of best practices, the creating of new ideas. We just became an incubator all across the state of Ohio, so much that 45 other states became Purple Star states, all because Ohio led first. So 7 to 8, I've even heard the number 9,000 because of other big military states, current Purple Star states. We thought it was from Lake Erie to the Ohio River just for us leading the way, but it really is now from the Atlantic to the Pacific and beyond. So we announced this in April, month of the military child, when a new class of Purple Star schools is announced by the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce, along with our state partners and the Honorable Mike DeWine, governor. And it's just a great initiative, so much that the governor said, okay, what's next, Team Ohio? And Collegiate Purple Star was launched about 2.5 years ago. So all of these resources are online, Google away, if you will, and you will find them. And of course, along with phone numbers, etc., for follow-up. And the best part is these 600 plus Purple Star educators have I would call it a Google site, along with being a 24/7 message board to reach out to each other, to share best practices and new ideas, and of course, specific supports that they can utilize for the military family.
So how can a school board member or other educational leaders get more active in supporting military families, even if their schools aren't the Purple Star status?
Yes, of course, all these resources are available, but of course we encourage the application of Purple Star, but it doesn't limit any access to like the professional development as supported by the MIC3 State Council, the MIC3 State Council. So again, everything is available online, nonprofits supporting this initiative as well to get, again, to every school in Ohio, because every school in Ohio, in America, should be a Purple Star school, because it's climate, civics, culture, the classroom, no matter how many military connected youth we have. And of course, Wright-Patterson, heavy on the Air Force, but we are a big state, and that means multiple branches. The United States Marine Corps just moved District 4 from Harrisburg to Columbus, so we got a lot of Marines in our state now, just this year. And so the National Guard, the Army Air National Guard, and of course, at the end of the day, reserve duty, which I once was before active duty. And then what we need to say is that the veterans of our children and grandchildren, and then of course sibling connected youth, they are all part of that community, and we want to support each and every one.
So Pete, we've talked about what the Purple Star program does. What are some new initiatives that you guys are looking at now going forward?
Sure, Team Ohio, Team America knows Veterans Day is in the month of November, but at the end of the day, the nation should know it is actually National Military Family Appreciation Month. So the military spouse, the military kid, can also be celebrated throughout the month of November. Sure, April is month of the military child, and we want to purple up every day of that month in the spring, because red, white, and blue, you mix that together, you get purple. That's how we came up with the Purple Star School Award, because those of your listeners and viewers know what Blue Star means, what Gold Star means. Blue Star, obviously, a service member in that household is in uniform overseas, etc. And then, of course, Gold Star, the ultimate sacrifice of a family member that served overseas and in the spirit of our nation and represented our ideals so very well. So that is the background on Purple Star, and that we should have every OSBA member understand what the Purple Star School Award is. And once they do, I think they will encourage every school in their district to become a Purple Star school.
Well, and I was going to ask you, how can school board members advocate? And I think you just answered that question.
All right.
So if you want to learn more about how to get involved, again, the website,
education.ohio.gov.
And that's how you get to the information about the Purple Star program.
Absolutely. And of course, if you Google anything, you will see that collegiate Purple Star is out there, and you'll see universities and colleges and community colleges supporting Purple Star schools. Again, preschool, private or public school, elementary, middle, high school, career tech centers, because again, civics, culture, climate of the classroom is about the military kid. And I think when they move and tackle so many things, you see the challenges that they have and the resiliency factors. It's just amazing. And sometimes I've seen more resiliency out of them than some from our fellow adults of ours, Scott.
Pete, thanks for being here again. Pete LuPiba with the Ohio Purple Star program. Appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Absolutely. And if I could mention November with, again, Military Family Appreciation Month, Team OSBA is going to lead with Team MIC3 in regards to celebrating those full-time, part-time employee staff at school districts across Ohio. And this is a first in the nation initiative. But the boosters, the volunteers, the crossing guards, the bus drivers, let alone our educators, counselors, administrators, and coaches, for those who served or are serving, because you might have some National Guard members or reserve duty members that are in the classroom full-time or out on the field full-time, but that is their weekend warrior duty. So again, with Team OSBA leading the way on this first in the nation initiative, celebrating their local educators, their local staff and community members. That is a great thing to show again that Ohio is going to lead the way once more.
Well, Pete, OSBA obviously is very thrilled to be a part of this important program. And thanks again for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Scott. All the best.
And thank you to our sponsor, Pappas and Associates. They're shaping policy with integrity.